So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are, and welcome to another interview of the Shield Doing a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today we're joined by the band Media. They're a psychedelic progressive rock band from Arizona, and we're going to talk about the new EP that they dropped last month. So, first of all, how are you guys?
Life is good. Yeah, life's good.
Good, good. So, say what your name and what you do in the band.
Billy, you want to kick it off?
No. All right.
All right, I'll kick it off.
I'll go. My name is Billy Taganoff. What do I do? I guess for live, I'm just the singer. But on the EP, it was just me and Rich. So I played guitar, bass, and synth. So I wear a few hats, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, no, it seems like you do a lot of things in the band. And now the other person in the band, introduce yourself and what you do in the band.
So my name is Richard Winnock. I play percussion, do some synth stuff here and there, do the electric pad. That's about it. Basically just a primate that hits things.
Yeah, nice. So I listened to the EP. The EP is called Influence, and it's 3 songs and 21 minutes, and I really enjoyed it. I really listened to it. I don't know if you're fans of Tool, but I got some Tool vibes from it.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
No, they're an obscure band.
Super obscure. They're no pun intended. Yeah, they're sort of a tough influence to escape. But I don't know, Rich. Why don't you talk about this? I feel like you have a good take on our relationship to that band.
Yeah, I think like nowadays, especially people who know about Tool, as soon as you start getting into like some polyrhythms and a little bit of spacey stuff, that kind of takes you, somewhere. People are gonna be like, oh, I can hear a little bit of Tool influence in it. So yeah, like Billy said, I think it's a little bit unescapable. But yeah, we really try to like have our own thing here, and especially with the polyrhythms, kind of make them more groove. Like the groove was like the pulse we want. That's what we want in media. Am I correct by saying that, Billy? Yeah, we want kind of like a polyrhythmic thing going on, but also something that you can thrust your hips to if you'd like.
No, yeah, and I think you succeeded. And I also heard there's other type of bands that I love, like the Carnival, Dead Letter Circus, that play like that type of alternative rock kind of thing. That also I could hear some of that in your band. But yeah, the EP is great. The only complaint I have is that I wanted more.
Well, we have a plan there. So the EP is part 1 of 3 of our first, I guess, collection of songs that we already have written. We were going to do the whole thing as a just an LP, but just with personnel turnover and some kind of just unfortunate timing with some things, we kept finding ourselves in a position where we were ready to go record, and then we'd lose somebody, and then we'd have to go through the whole process of finding somebody, getting them trained on the stuff, getting the and then it happened twice actually. It took almost a year that we were about ready to go again, and then we lost another person, and so we thought, all right, what can we do? We've been working on this stuff for 4 years. Like we need to lay it down. What can we do now? So we decided to go and record 3 of the songs that we thought we could do as a duo, or that we could manage to pull off with just the 2 of us. And then we decided, all right, well, we still have all these other things, so let's try to make a kind of creative release out of it. So we decided to do these 3 songs first. We're going to release a single in the middle that's called Synapse, joining the 2 halves and the space in between them, if you will. And then we'll have another EP that's going to have the other 4 songs that we have ready to go. Our goal is to have all of that stuff at least recorded before the end of this year. So there is more coming. We didn't want to just, release a tiny little body of work and then sit on it for a long time. We're ready to go. We've been raring to go for a long time. So
Yeah, but
More
also
coming.
also when you're a newer band, you want to give a taste to the people that maybe haven't heard the band. And so how did you guys form? Because I was reading you guys came from other bands and then you decided to form Media. Like, take us through a history of the band.
we
So,
met at jujitsu.
Yeah,
The what?
jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Oh, you both practice Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, that's how we met. Billy was still in his prior band. I think they were a little bit fizzing out by that point.
Yeah, we were kind of done. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. That was all.
No, you're
We were
fine.
done.
So at jiu-jitsu practice, I was pretty much hounding Billy because I was new to Phoenix, and my DW drum kit was just sitting in my closet in my apartment, just collecting dust. So yeah, I was hounding him to get together and jam, and then we got together one day, and I believe in the beginning of our first jam session, he was wearing socks, but afterwards they were off because I think I rocked his socks off.
Oh God. You get one of those. You get one of those.
Yeah, I was like,
No.
like intensely listening to see where the story would go, and then
So,
I'm like,
no.
oh, it's a joke.
No, but we hit it off right in the beginning, and then Billy came to me like 2 days later, and he was like, "Hey, there's a show opportunity in 2 weeks," and we played one time with each other, I think, and he's like, "Do you want to do it?" And I was like, "Screw it!" And we like put together a set for a show in like 2 weeks, and then we've just been playing with each other ever since.
Nice. So
Some of the songs actually started from that. The title track of the EP, Influence. We wrote a very rudimentary version of that for this first show that we were just doing kind of on a lark. Here we are years later.
yeah, I want to show the artwork of the EP for people who haven't seen it. So here is the artwork for the EP, Influence, and I'm guessing, is that like a alien spaceship on the cover?
So that's actually not the artwork for the EP. It's kind of the artwork for the EP, but
Okay.
I think that's our Spotify profile.
Yeah, that's what they sent me.
Oh, all right. I'll have to talk to him. Here, can I share my screen? I'll pull it up.
I don't know if you can share your screen when we're
No,
like,
you've disabled participant screen sharing.
yeah,
Okay,
but let me see if I can do it. So yeah, tell me, a little bit about the name. Why did you choose Media as the name of the band?
Rich, this is all you.
I don't know. So we were picking a band name is, I guess, a very important and sometimes daunting process. But media is kind of like it's a hypercharged word right now, especially like in the climate that we live in. But in the essence of the word, there's medium, media, it's kind of like the middle. It's the way information, news, art, anything is disseminated. It's the medium from which things can be conveyed.
Yeah.
And I know I'm kind of into the DAO. Billy is definitely into the DAO, and that's like the middle way. You know, it's just between two extremes. It's just I don't know. We wanted some. We want to release something pure, and that kind of went with our writing process and the music we're trying to create. So it just felt like a good fit.
Yeah.
To have that in there.
That sounds good. So Billy, I think you can share now.
Okay.
Let's try to see the artwork, because that was the one that I had.
Let's
Yeah, let's see if we can see the real artwork, because I usually talk about the artwork. It's important here for for the vision of the band. So while Billy's looking for the artwork, what is your favorite song on the new EP and why?
I'd say ME6.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. The one that ends the album, and there's a story about that and frequencies with that song, correct?
Well,
go ahead. I just found the artwork too. So,
that's the frequency thing. It goes throughout the whole album actually. That's just how we tune our instruments, but yeah. So it's not just with that song.
It's with the whole album, the whole EP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. So of course I just lost the artwork. I forgot I was searching for it I was gonna email it to you, and then you said screen sharing was a go.
Yeah,
so.
I took it out so you could screen share so we could see it, because I'm curious to see the artwork, and I got the promo pictures from you guys, and you're like in blue suits and very space like, and I thought at first when I got the promo that I was gonna listen to like some 80s synth type of pop band. Was that a conscious effort?
I don't know. It's good to do things that people don't expect, but we just kind of we looked at it like we envisioned it in our head, and we were like, let's do this. And we have some fun ideas for the music video coming out in the future too.
What's the song that you're gonna do a music video for?
ME6.
Okay. And the DCP and the ones that you're going to record, do they follow like a story? Is like a concept, or are they all individual tracks?
Billy, you want to take that one?
Sorry, you will have my undivided attention in just a second. Okay, I'm back. I got the artwork too. So, okay, what the hell are we talking about?
We're talking about the album, and does it have like a concept that it goes, or it's like a batch of individual songs?
Good question. We didn't consciously give it a narrative or make it a concept album. But I mean, all the songs sort of thematically kind of deal with where we're at in our lives and things we're experiencing, thoughts we're having, and trying to translate that into sound. Trying to, I don't know, convey certain emotional experiences. So there's intention behind it, but I wouldn't say that there's like a story arc or anything.
Okay, so it's loosely based on a theme, but not a concept like per se.
Right.
Yeah, nice.
Although I mean, there's some pretty wild conceptual stuff, like ME6, the acronym being the sixth mass extinction. This was an idea that Rich came up with and pitched to us to do a song about. Let me see if I could explain it. Rich, feel free to interject and stop me if I get it wrong. But it was something he called an idea pathogen. something, a piece of information, a concept, a thought, a movement, a meme, or whatever, something that spreads throughout the collective consciousness with what is seemingly a life force and intent of its own. And that song is about, it's sung from the perspective of this, whatever this entity is, of this idea pathogen that has essentially become aware and is wreaking havoc. So yeah, I mean, we certainly explore some ideas, but that's, yeah, I think, I guess the short answer to your question would be that's like within one song. We don't really explore that theme like over the arc of the album.
Okay, yeah, no, sounds interesting. Sounds very sci-fi. It was reminding me of this writer that I read that has some books that are all about like not Inception, but type of things like that. His name is Blake. Oh, I can't remember his last name right now, but he writes books that are very sci-fi and they're like alternate universes and things like that. So it sounds very similar to some of the concept of the EP. Besides the MI6, like what other themes are in this first EP, in the other song, Kimono, and the other song of the album? Because I know the first one is more the lines, then you have influence and kimono. Like what is influence and kimono about?
Influence influence touches on a few different themes. It's so I guess it's sort of a, it's funny you asked about Tool and if we were influenced by them, and I said no pun intended. They're a hard influence to escape, but it's that band specifically. I've seen a lot of other artists that are clearly influenced by them, but it's like they completely miss the spirit of that whole endeavor. The thing that I love about that band is their originality, the primalness of what they do. They really, it's like there's a lot of heart in what they're bringing, and it's music that takes you on a journey. But you get bands that no need to name names, but you get bands that they just sort of take the general aesthetic of it, but they go no deeper. They don't try to push the concept. They don't try to take it in their own direction. It's just like, let's make a pop song that sounds vaguely like a Tool song. And so it's sort of a cynical like look at that. Like, what if that's all we are? What if that's all I can bring to the table is just being a mimic of something that already exists? Kind of some of the lyrics are like sort of a tongue-in-cheek look at that. It's like, if we outlast you by a few decades, the money adds up. I think we could be on to something here. It's sort of a like cynical look at that. It also at the same time touches on just family dynamics stuff, like the way that certain patterns of belief and whether they're beneficial or not get passed on non-deliberately from generation to generation, just like the way children watch their parents interact with the world, how they take that on. So it's sort of a look at passing of generational trauma and that whole cycle as well. So and that's what, and between those two things is why it's called influence. It's like what forces are there, whether I'm aware of them or not, that drive me, that move me forward. I guess the whole thing was kind of a semi-aggravated, frustrated rant at becoming aware of those things, and then trying to, like, how do I get beyond this? But I mean, they're kind of abstract lyrics, so it's like that's just my interpretation. Kimono has a lot fewer lyrics. So I think it's a little easier to boil down quickly, but I mean, the whole song is just, and I see you there in the dark, and it recognizes me, recognize my face. The chorus is, you're no stranger. It says, you're no stranger here at all. So why not take a while? So sticky, sweet, waste away with me. It's about, it's just about the darker parts of myself. It's about the shadow parts. It's about the pull of, just the pull of trying to like stick my head back in the sand and go back to sleep and just, I don't know. It's like once you've been shown certain things in life, it's very hard to ignore them and not do the necessary things to change based on that information. But there's still, it's like there's still this big part of me that even though I see certain things, I learn certain things, when I'm compelled on one hand to change, I'm compelled on the other hand to try to regress and just pull back into myself regardless. So it's, Kimono is kind of about that. It's about seeing this thing that, I'm no stranger to. It's about how easy it is to choose that path and waste away. And then the end is this chant. It's just like a sort of a meditation or a mantra, just intention, awareness, focus, focus, focus. Don't listen to the noise. And that's the song. The rest of it's just instrumental. So that's what the other two are about, by my view. Rich, you have any thoughts on those songs?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, even though we're in the same band, like I take some of the lyrics that he wrote differently. So
Yeah, music's
I think
up
we
for
talked.
interpretation.
Yeah. I don't want to really get into it. I think Billy did a great job. But yeah, they're up for interpretation, but they're definitely, there's deep meanings behind them, to me anyway. And I know to Billy as well.
Yeah, no, I like the structures of the song and the way they sang, and yeah, the lyrics, they're not easy to decipher lyrics. You have to like, it could mean anything different depending on what you're looking for. So yeah, I think that a great song, it's up for interpretation. Like when you think of great songs like Hotel California, by example, by the Eagles, it can be seen different ways, and a lot of people interpret different ways. And that, to me, that's the mark of a great song, that some people can see something different, and it tells stories or inner thoughts in the case of the songs on this EP. So yeah, I think they're interesting, and I can't wait to see what chapter 2 brings. So when you're writing lyrics, Billy, what inspires you to write lyrics?
Suffering, mostly. I don't know.
What happens if you all of a sudden are very happy?
If I'm happy, I don't feel as compelled to do anything about it. I'm just chilling, being happy. And music's sort of a way to a way for me to channel out a lot of this stuff and heal from it. So it's also presently just the easiest emotion for me to connect to. So and I want the music to be emotionally honest. So yeah, that's usually where the ones that get kept come from. Or occasionally there's really only one lyric on the album that just like a lyric came to me, and it was I was driving with my husband back from we were visiting my folks in Montana, and we were driving back to Arizona, and the lyric, I am all around you, within you I am without, you are all around me now too, just sort of. So Andrew was sitting next to me, so I was just like, hey, can you write this down? And so he wrote it down, and then it was right in the same time frame that Rich proposed the idea for ME6, and it just happened to work eerily well with that concept. So I mean, there've been some cool little synchronicities like that, but I can't like point to any concrete methodology really.
Nice. So I know we've talked a lot. Did you get the artwork?
Oh yeah. Here you go.
Let's see if we can see the artwork.
All right, so let me full screen this. There we go.
It's very
Is my toolbar in the way? No, I think.
No.
My
It's
toolbar. Okay.
kind of similar to the other one, but I see some slight differences. So what are you conveying in this artwork, and who did the artwork?
Good question. The artwork was a collaborative effort. Basically, everything we do is collaborative. Like none of the, you asked like when I write lyrics, it's not just me. Like we discuss everything. Like we've gone through all this stuff with a fine-tooth comb. So Rich's fingerprints are as much on the words as mine are. Same with the artwork. But we did this together with the help of some artificial intelligence. So the thing in the middle is I don't remember what exactly the prompt was. I was using one of the text to image generators. I don't know if you know about that whole world of AI art that's kind of becoming popular now, but something like a line drawing of a UFO and the spit back the basic shape of this, and then pulled it into Photoshop, cleaned it up, added a lot of these little weird details. And then while we were working on this, Rich sent me this declassified CIA document on
Interesting. Yeah.
Rich, you should tell what is that about? Because it's bizarre.
Yeah, it's called the Gateway Project. It's actually loosely what Stranger Things is about remote viewing that our country and Russia were doing against each other. They would have humans remote view and spy on each other to gather intelligence, and it's a real thing. But basically, you go into this astral projection, and you can kind of go places. And the document is really wild. That document actually links a lot of the concepts in our song Kimono for Me. So that's why I don't know, that's how I think of that song. And then Billy, I sent the document to Billy, and he had a cool idea of like flipping it and then kind of fading it in the background, which is pretty cool. It's like a little sort of subliminal thing in there.
Yeah,
No,
that was
really,
why we brought that up. That's what our background is.
yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, it looks like declassified, and you know, it's very interesting how much things you can put into 21 minutes of music, like with all the themes. So yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, thank you for sharing the artwork with the people. So where are you having plans of sometime having all these EPs and releasing them in physical format?
Yeah.
At some point, yeah.
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 Would that be the inner part of the album?
Oh,
The EP?
sorry. Yeah, this that I just pulled up is the back cover.
Yeah, the back. Oh, yeah. That looks...
Although you're asking about actually releasing this as a physical medium, we haven't yet. So the back cover really exists nowhere other than in our minds, but
oh,
we like it anyway.
well,
There
that's
it
cool.
is.
At least it's in your mind. So, so guys, you know, it's been great talking to you about this EP and the band and the type of music that you guys play. So are there any plans to, I know that you're two people right now, but are there any plans to somewhere along the future tour on this material?
Yeah, so we have a new bass player right now, and he's doing great. He's pretty much up to speed on most of this stuff. We have played shows. Last one we played was in December, I believe. But yeah, we're anxious to get out there and start playing this stuff because that's the fun part for us. And you know, we have ideas in our head of how we want the show to go. We kind of want to go the extra mile on performance stuff. So yeah, and Billy's great with a program called Touch Designer. So we have a lot of visual stuff that works.
Yeah, this is music that needs to have like some psychedelic stuff in the back, and like like listening to microphones because headphones because there's so many things going on that you can miss on the first listen. So Billy, Rich, again, it was great meeting you guys and talking about media. People, you can stream they're on the social platforms. Also, I'll hit the link to the band so people can go and get more into the band. And if they have any shows, they'll put them there, and so you can follow them. So any last things you would like to say that people that are watching this video?
Our next EP is going to kick ass. So yeah, we're excited for that. We're excited for people to hear that.
Yeah, but now, listen to the first EP. The influence that's being out and off, but
do that first.
There's more music on the way from these guys. So if you like psychedelic alternative type of music, like listen to this band, pretty cool. And I recommend it here on the channel. So again, thank you for taking the time to talk with me. So people, until next time, this is Hector, the Shield Dude in a Couch, and I'll see you right here on the couch. Thank you and good night.